Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Blue Jackets Field here in New Riegel. I'm Nate Mullins on the call today. You're tuned in here on the pregame show. We've got Austin Rodriguez on the main cam. Our pregame show presented by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. We're here for this SBC River matchup between the Old Fort Stockaders and the New Riegel Blue Jackets. Thanks for tuning in here. Once again, I'm Nate Mullins, and I'm going to run through our sponsor list before we get you to the first pitch, as we're just moments away from the start of this one here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, National Machinery, Hope in Fostoria, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Vicek Orthodontics, Kuhn Sales and Service, Simonis Detailing, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Feasel's Frame and Collision. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. All right, we are ready to go. Top of the first here, and we are just about set for the first pitch. Derek Skeel on the mound for the Stockaders. For the Blue Jackets on the mound is Gabe Pugh. At the plate currently, Ryan Adelsberger for the Stockaders. Threw me off with the yellow shirts. But they are paying tribute to late AD and former softball coach Jamie Leininger, as there was a nice, beautiful tribute over at the softball field before this game. That one in there for a strike. It's 2-1 here on Adelsberger. But it was a beautiful ceremony. Make sure I get my facts right here before I start rattling off names and stuff, but Adelsberger fouls that one off at the plate. So it was Ashlyn Bullion throughout the first pitch for the softball game over there, as New Riegel and Old Fort softball playing on the opposite field here. And Jamie Leininger's three kids were also present as well. His two daughters and son were there. It was a beautiful ceremony. And Adelsberger goes down swinging as Gabe Pugh starts out with a strikeout here. That's a great way to start this one out if you're the Blue Jackets. Coming into this one, Old Fort sitting at 6-10, 3-8 in league play, with New Riegel 9-9 overall, 6-6 in the SBC River. New Riegel sitting at 6th place, and Old Fort in 8th in the vaunted SBC River. I mean, this is just a gauntlet every night. This one hit back up the middle. Shortstop up with it, throws it over to first. And they get him in time for the first out. Shane Jones, the shortstop, with a nice play for the first out of the inning. Or second out of the inning, I should say. First out was a strikeout. To bring up Derek Skeel. They have his number listed wrong on the roster here. That's why I'm like, is it really him? Is it? Is that? One and one the count, two down. Pugh comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him to chase that one in the dirt. One ball, two strikes, two down. Here's the pitch. This one hit back up the middle. Shortstop up with it. Throws it over to first. And that's the final out. In the top of the first, we're headed to the bottom of the first. No score between Old Fort and New Riegel. The Blue Jackets due up next. They're in the home half of the inning. It's just me on the call tonight on the production side of things, folks. So I apologize for not recording the outs in that inning there. I was a little behind on that one. Greggy's going to let me hear it I know it. He's going to be in the comments here in about 5 seconds. But I want to give a shout out to our pregame show sponsor, Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. As we got started a little bit late today, but not too late. We were right on time. We got the first pitch in. We just didn't get much of a pregame show in. I'm going to get a chance to tell you about these teams as they're headed into this one. Both of them riding a 2-game losing streak, so they're both looking to right the ship here. As the last time they were in action, New Riegel, this was on Wednesday. They took on Calvert. They lost to Calvert 10-0 in a game that Logan Ritzler threw a perfect game through 5. So they'd like to get off the schneid and get a hit right out the rip right here. You know, they'd like to – they went 5 innings without getting a hit or a walk or a guy on base the other day. So I'm sure they'd like to put that behind them quickly here. And then Old Fort riding a 2-game losing streak as well as they lost to Gibsonburg last night 4-1. I don't know how they got a game in Gibsonburg last night. I tell you, they must have just outstanding facilities over there because it was gross everywhere else. Columbian ended up canceling. We were supposed to be on the Columbian Liberty Benton game last night. And, yeah, that one got canceled. They moved that one to the 14th, so now we'll be on that one. So no matter what, we're going to get 3 games in a row. It just didn't happen this week. It'll happen next week. And we'll see if Mother Nature cooperates once again because forecast isn't looking too promising for Tuesday and Wednesday next week for some reason. I don't know why, but Mother Nature has forgotten that it is almost summertime. So we've had plenty of rain. You know, I think the farmers have got their rain. I think we're good with rain for now. I think everybody's good. Yeah. It's kind of soggy actually. Derek Skeel on the mound for Old Fort. We'll go over his pitching stats here in just a moment. All right, so let's see here. For Skeel on the season, he is 1-0. This is his second start of the year. He's appeared in 4 games as a pitcher, or this is his 4th appearance. He's allowed 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 12 strikeouts, 13 walks. He's got a 3.08 ERA on the season. Looking to add to those numbers here, or improve on them, I should say. All grass infield, bases cut out. That would explain it. Yeah, that was Gibsonburg is one of those facilities I think that, you know, if Calvert gets rained out, they end up playing home games in Gibsonburg. I've seen that happen a couple times, so that would explain why. Shane Jones takes a swing and a miss at that one. Skeel took a little bit off of it. Take a look at our pitch cam brought to you by National Machinery. That went outside. See if I can get that lined up a little better here. Oh, and he hit him. So Jones earns his way on the hard way and wears it. Now, you know, the last time we were over here, we had a few hit by pitches happen as well. So we won't go there. That one a little bit low. It's 2-0 here on Blake Mose. Skeel comes set. The lefty delivers. And that one misses inside. It's 3-0. Runner down at first. Nobody out. Here's the 3-0. That one's outside. He puts another one on. So the Blue Jackets with 2 runners on here. Nobody out. And that'll bring up Carson Paul. Skeel comes set. Here's the pitch. And the first one's in there for a strike to Carson Paul. Talk about our keys to the game, brought to you by our friends at Lee's Floor Covering. As that one in the dirt and gets away from the catcher, both runners will advance. So you have a runner at second and third now with nobody out. For New Riegel, today I think the key for them is stay ahead of the batters. Don't fall behind 2-0. Don't fall behind 3-1. Work from ahead in the count. That's going to be your key to the game for New Riegel today. For Old Fort, do the little things. Defense, move runners over, sack flies, whatever it takes. You got to get runners on, get them over, and get them in. Score some runs, even if you got to do it the scrappy way. And those are the keys to the game, brought to you by our friends at Lee's Floor Covering. And that one outside. It's 3-1 here on Carson Paul. Nobody out, no score here in the bottom of the first. That one gets away from the catcher, and it looks like Jones is going to score easily from third base. And the second runner at second will scamper on over to third. And that'll put a runner on first and third. And it's 1-0 New Riegel. Still nobody out. And runners at first and third here. And that'll bring up Carter Klaus. This one hit into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. One run will score. And Paul's going to scamper over to third base. Klaus in at second with a double. And it's 2-0 New Riegel. Still nobody out. Boy, he laced that one, lined it up perfectly, squared up on it, and put that one into left field. 2-0 Blue Jackets. Skeel delivers. That one's in the dirt. And that one's in there for a strike. It's now 1-1. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning, bright and early. Austin gives me that look like, jeez. Yeah, who signed us up for that? Whoops, sorry. It's a big matchup, though, as Hopewell Loudon taking on Mohawk over in Bascom, two of the top teams in Division 7 baseball. One ball, two strikes. Here's the pitch. And it just misses outside. Evens the count at 2-2. Still nobody out. Quinn Allison at the plate. Watches that one. full count. Skeel comes set. Here's the pitch. And it's outside. So the bases are loaded now with still nobody out here in the bottom half of the first inning. That'll bring up Brighton Coffin. I do have stats for New Riegel through Monday, but that's all the stats that I can get from Higgins.net. He keeps track of stats, but he updates them once a week. He does a great job. I mean, all the schools in the SBC, you can find all the stats there. Just search MrHiggins.net or SBC Stats Higgins. That's what I usually search on Google. That went in there for a strike. But that's where I get a lot of my stats from. So when this SBC thing happens, it's going to be weird. We're going to have to figure things out. I might have to get with Mr. Higgins and figure out how he does it. And we get him to migrate over. The N10 does a great job with their stats as well. So, you know, both of these schools are going to be in great hands as they'll be moving over to the N10. But they still got one more year in the SBC next year. That one's outside. 2-1 here on Coffin. That's 3-1. Bases loaded. Skeel comes set. Here's the pitch. That one in there for a strike. Good pitch. Here's the payoff. That one fouled, actually just chopped close to the mound, or close to the plate. Catcher didn't have a play there. Pitcher had to come off the mound to try to make the play, and there was just no play to be made. Another run will score, and the bases stay loaded here with nobody out. And it is 3-0 New Riegel. A little discussion between the umpires here. That'll bring up Grady Faith. Faith through Monday was 6 for 33 at the plate for a 182 batting average. He'd love to add to that 3 RBI total here. Drive in a couple. As bases are loaded with nobody out. Here's the 0-1. That one misses outside, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 is high and outside. It's 2-1. That one in there for a strike. It's 2-2. Alec Homan in the on-deck circle. Skeel comes set. Here's the 2-2. Strike 3 called. Got him looking. Froze him up with a pitch on the outside corner. That'll bring up Alec Homan. One out. Bases still loaded. That went outside. Snap throw down to third is not in time. Nice dive back there by the runner, Carter Klaus. Here's the 2-0. That one low, and it's 3-0. The pitcher, Gabe Pugh, on the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-0. In there for a strike. Got it across the inside corner there. Here's the 3-1. Chopped down the third base line, foul. And we'll come back and do it at 3-2. Popcorn's smelling good. They didn't have the concession stand open when we were setting up. Usually I grab a bag of popcorn, sneak a couple bites in between innings, but I think everybody was over at that ceremony. It was just, had all the eyes, everybody. This one hit into left field. It's going to be into foul territory. Left fielder giving chase and unable to make the play as it falls down harmlessly into foul territory. Still 3-2. Skeel comes set. Here's a 3-2. This one swung on, fouled straight up in the air off to the first base side, over near the dugout. And out of play. Nearly conked Austin on the forehead. I kid. It missed by about 4 feet. That was pretty close, though. That's about the closest you've come this year. Here's the 3-2. In the dirt. And a great at-bat there by Alec Homan. Drives in another run. It's now 4-0 New Riegel. Still just one out. Bases loaded. And we have a mound visit. Brought to you by our friends at Kuhn Sales and Service. And that'll bring up Gabe Pugh, as that visit was a short one. First pitch outside to Pugh. Well, they'd really like to get some kind of a double play ball here because the dangerous Shane Jones in the on-deck circle now. That one in there for a strike. It's 1-1. And I'm sure he's licking his chops with those bases loaded over there. This one chopped foul down the third base side. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, hit into left center field. This one's going to go all the way to the fence. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. They're going to hold the runner at third. So you have runners at second and third, still just 1 out, and it's now 6-0 New Riegel. Boy, he just absolutely squared up on that one. Hit it about as well as you could possibly hit it without hitting it out. Shane Jones at the plate. Watches the first one. Misses. Jones scored a run in the first after getting hit by a pitch. We're back in the top of this inning, I should say, beginning of this bottom of the first. Beginning of this inning. Frame, I think is what they call it. If I use my English right. Here's the 1-1. Up high. And here's the 2-1. This one hit to the first base side. First baseman steps on the bag for the out, but another run will score. It'll be 7-0 New Riegel. But now 2 outs. As you have a runner at third base. And this one hit well past the shortstop into left field. Another run will score, and it's now 8-0 New Riegel. As Blake Mose lines that one into left for an RBI single. That'll bring up Carson Paul. First pitch misses outside. That one misses outside. 2-0. Runner scampers on down to second base from first. Three balls, no strikes. Carson Paul standing tall. Here's the pitch. Watches that one. And a 4-pitch walk. We'll put a runner at first and second now with 2 outs. That'll bring up Carter Klaus. Throw down to third, and the runner is safe. Both runners will advance on the steal. So you have runners at second and third with 2 outs. That one misses outside. It's 2-0. That one hit back to the pitcher. Skeel underhands it to first, and the final out is recorded, but the Blue Jackets take out a little frustration after being held scoreless in their last game. They put up 8 in the first inning. It's 8-0 New Riegel as we head to the second inning. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
At Kuhn Sales and Service, we've got everything you need for outdoor power, sales, parts, and repairs. Family owned and operated since 1979, our friendly, knowledgeable team is here to help you find the perfect equipment, no matter the season. Make Kuhn Sales and Service your first stop for outdoor power equipment. You'll be glad you did.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, welcome back to Blue Jackets Field here in New Riegel, Ohio. Nate Mullins and Austin Rodriguez on with you here today. We start the top of the second as the Blue Jackets pounced on the Stockaders in the first with 8 runs to take an 8-0 lead. Let's go through our starting lineups here. Brought to you by our friends at UIS Insurance and Investments. For Old Fort batting leadoff, the shortstop Ryan Adelsberger. Batting in second, Tyson Frisch, the center fielder. Batting third, Derek Skeel, the pitcher. Batting fourth, Harry King, the second baseman. Batting fifth, Cole Bender, the DH. As that's Harry King there, watching the first one in there for a strike. Or actually missed high for a ball, sorry. We'll continue with that starting lineup. Once again, Cole Bender, the DH. Jace Turner playing left field, batting sixth. Colton Herrick batting seventh, the first baseman. Batting eighth, Max Rollins, the right fielder. And batting ninth, Andrew Tackett, the catcher. Elijah Garza playing third base for the DH. That's your starting lineup for the Old Fort Stockaders. And now for the new Riegel Blue Jackets. Batting leadoff, Shane Jones, shortstop. Batting second, Blake Mose, the center fielder. Batting third, Carson Paul, the catcher. As that one in there for a strike. It's 3-1 here on Harry King. Batting fourth, Carter Klaus, the left fielder. Batting fifth, Quinn Allison, the second baseman. As this one hit back up the middle, second baseman's going to have to charge it. He's got to make a quick throw, and it's not in time as the speedy King beat it out of the box. Yeah, he had to charge in on that one to make a play, and he had to make a quick throw in order to get that runner. But King beat it, and the Stockaders have a runner on with nobody out. We'll continue with those starting lineups brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Brighton Coffin playing first base, batting sixth. Grady Faith batting seventh, playing third base. As this one, throw down to second, is off the mark. So we'll have a stolen base there. Made his way over to second base. Grady Faith playing third base, batting seventh. Alec Homan playing center field, batting eighth. And Gabe Pugh, the pitcher, batting ninth. That's your starting lineup. Brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. That pop-up on the infield is caught. So the first out is recorded. Still runner at second base here. And that'll bring up Jace Turner. Turner watches that one low. It's 1-0. That one in there for a strike. Throw down to third. Got him! What a throw by the catcher and a tag on the run. Heck of a throw by Carson Paul. And Grady Faith down there at third base applying the tag. Dynamite play. So now 2 down. Nobody on. And that one swung on and missed. One and 2 the count on Jace Turner. Here's the pitch. Up high. Pugh tried to get him to chase that one. And pitching stats for Gabe Pugh look pretty good coming into this one. I'm telling you, folks, this kid, he can bring it. As he sits him down looking there. Strike 3 called. That's the end of the top of the second inning. 8-0 New Riegel. And I'll tell you what, Gabe Pugh, he's looking pretty dominant. Bringing a .79 ERA into this one, 3-0 record. Just 3 earned runs allowed all year. 20 strikeouts in 26 2/3 innings pitched. That was as of Monday, so. He's kind of the second ace in this arsenal that these Blue Jackets have. I mean, they have a bevy of arms to throw at you. When you talk about, obviously, Shane Jones leading the way, the ace of the staff. He hasn't had exactly the season that we might have expected out of the senior, but I'll tell you, kid has battled all season long. He's 3-4, but a 2.5 ERA and 53 strikeouts in 35 2/3 innings pitched. And then talk about some of the other kids on this team. Braden Schalk carrying a .37 ERA in 19 innings pitched. And then you have Alec Homan with a 2.17 ERA. So, I mean, this team, they got a lot of different weapons. And though you'd love to see Shane Jones, dominating and filling up the stat sheet, it's nice to know that you have more arms to go to than just your dominant ace. And when you need a couple of outs, or you need a strong start from somebody, you've got it if you need it. So they've got some really strong arms in that bullpen. Let's take a moment and thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to bring this broadcast to you live and paywall free right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, National Machinery, Hope in Fostoria, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Vicek Orthodontics, Kuhn Sales and Service, Simonis Detailing, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Feasel's Frame and Collision. All proud sponsors with us right here on the Pulse of the Buckeye State, Heart of Ohio Sports. And of course, folks, if you want to add your name, shoot us an email at nmullins@heartofohiosports.com, or you can just message the page. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, drop a comment. Say, how do I sponsor? Make sure you put your email in there if you're going to drop a comment, though. That way I can get a hold of you. Bottom of the second coming up here, and we've had a pitching change. And we'll call that a mound visit, brought to you by our friends at Kuhn Sales and Service. As I believe that is Elijah Garza who's taken over on the mound for the Stockaders. As Derek Skeel was able to make it through the first inning, but gave up 8 runs in that bottom of the first. So he'll give way to Elijah Garza, who was playing third base. Skeel will move to first. And Garza, first pitch misses inside. See if I can find some pitching stats on Garza here on the season. That one misses outside. For Garza, this is just his 5th appearance on the year. He's got 3 2/3 innings pitched. He does have a save. This one hit foul down the first base side. But he's given up some runs. In those 3 2/3, he's given up 6 earned runs, allowed 10 runs to score, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. So it tells you he probably puts the ball around the plate, because he doesn't walk too many batters, and he's got a few strikeouts, but he's got some hits. That means he's probably leaving it across the plate a little too much. That'll come with experience. Time called by the batter. Trying to play some timing here. Nobody out. 2-2 count here in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch from Garza. This one swung on and hit foul down the first base side. And out of play. This one hit into the air. Second baseman ranges over and drops it. Unable to make the play is the second baseman. Ranged out to make the play, but just fell right out of his glove. Might have lost it in the sun there for a second. I don't know. I'm not sure. Well, you'll have a runner at first with nobody out. That'll bring up Brighton Coffin. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Drove in a run, scored a run. That one hit back to the pitcher. Garza throws it to second. The relay is off the mark. So they get one. But unable to turn the double play there. So runner at first base, 1 out. That'll bring up Grady Faith. Faith went down looking the first time up. Comes up hacking at that one. It's 0-1. Snap, look over to first. No throw. That one inside. Evens the count at 1-1. Throw over to first, just keeping the runner honest. He'd given him the look a couple times, so he had to throw if he was going to go that way again. Garza comes set. Here's the 1-1. In there for a strike. 1-2 the count. That one misses high. Evens the count at 2-2. Take a look at our Sky Cam, brought to you by our friends at Hope in Fostoria. The netting does not help with this. We tried to get a good shot here today, but just wasn't helping. Runner at first, 1 out, 2-2 count. That one misses high, and it's 3-2. Here's the 3-2 from Garza. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. And Faith goes down looking. That'll bring up Alec Homan. Two outs here in the bottom of the second. 8-0 New Riegel. First pitch is in the dirt to Alec Homan. Here's the 1-0. That one fouled back into the net. Can't get much more beautiful than this. Not a cloud in the sky for this one today. Gorgeous Friday evening for baseball here. That one up high. It's 2-1. I can't say enough about these facilities over here. That one goes behind the batter and all the way to the backstop. The runner will advance from first to second base. Three balls and one strike. Two down. In the bottom of the second, runner at second base. Elijah Garza comes set. Here's the pitch. This one hit into center field. Right center. Somebody's going to have to come in for it. And it drops in between three fielders there, scoring another run for the Blue Jackets. Looked like a little miscue there between the fielders as it kind of hung up there for a little while. I thought maybe somebody might have a chance at it, but nobody really charged in on it. I don't think they wanted to collide all three of them together there because that would have been dangerous. But 9-0 New Riegel. Runner at first, takes off. Throw down to second is not in time. Here's the 1-0. This one hit down the first base side, and Skeel snags it and steps on first for the final out. But the Blue Jackets scratch across another run. It's now 9-0 New Riegel. We'll step aside, take a timeout. We'll come back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
For over 150 years, National Machinery in Tiffin has been setting the standard in metal forming technology. Our innovative cold forming machinery is trusted by industries worldwide, from automotive to aerospace. We pride ourselves on delivering top quality products and world-class customer support, ensuring your business runs smoothly. At National Machinery, we're more than just a company. We're your partner in precision, innovation, and success. Visit us online and see how we're shaping the future one part at a time.
At Vicek Orthodontics, they're all about creating confident, healthy smiles for every age. Dr. Vicek and the team use the latest techniques to make your orthodontic journey comfortable and effective. Discover the difference of personalized care and a smile you'll be proud to show off. Schedule your consultation with Vicek Orthodontics today.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, welcome back to New Riegel Blue Jackets Field. Nate Mullins on the call with you here today. Austin Rodriguez doing a great job on the main cam. Thanks for tuning in here with us as we get ready to start the top half of the third inning. Blue Jackets on top 9-0 as Gabe Pugh is cruising through 2 innings. And these Blue Jackets bats are just on fire to start this one out. Like I said, I think they might be taking out a little bit of frustration here. There's our sky cam shot from Hope in Fostoria. And the first pitch from Gabe Pugh swung on and missed as Colton Herrig leads it off here in the top half of the 3rd inning. This one swung on and hit into shallow left center field. Actually, on the infield. Didn't even have to go into the grass. On the lip of the grass, Shane Jones makes the play for the first out. Got to bring up Max Rollins. Swung on and missed. Rollins. There we go. I heard somebody say it in the dugout, so that makes it easier on me. Swung on and missed. And it's 0-2 here on Max Rollins. This one fouled straight back. And there goes our sky cam. That one in there for a strike. And that's strike 3. Boy, Gabe Pugh is just setting him up and knocking him down right now. Lights out to start this one out. Bottom of the order here, Andrew Tackett at the plate. Swung on and drilled up the middle for a base hit. And Tackett earns his way aboard with a 2-out single. Got to bring up Ryan Adelsberger. I really like these road unis the Stockaders are wearing today. Sleeveless. I don't know if they're sleeveless or not. I think they are, yeah, sleeveless. They look good. Runner is off, and he's in there safely at second base. So a runner at second with 2 down. The 1-0 is skied on the infield. First baseman gloves it for the final out here in the top half of the 3rd inning. Stockaders leave one on. It's still 9-0 New Riegel as we head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Nate Mullins on the call with you here today. Austin Rodriguez doing a phenomenal job on the main camera. As we get ready to head over to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. I'm going to take a moment and give a shout out to our sponsors here for allowing us to be here, so we can bring this ball game to you live and paywall free right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, National Machinery, Hope in Fostoria, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Vicek Orthodontics, Kuhn Sales and Service, Simonis Detailing, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Feasel's Frame and Collision. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Getting ready to start the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Elijah Garza on for the Stockaders. This will be his second inning of work as he came in and allowed just the one run there in the second. But these Blue Jackets have a very patient approach at the plate today. Looking at a lot of pitches and waiting for the one they want. They've already batted through the order twice now, as it'll be the third time through the order now for Shane Jones. Or wait, no, second. Oh yeah, I was right, third time. I just didn't credit him for an at-bat the first time because he got hit by a pitch. So the 1-2-3 hitters due up for the Blue Jackets, as you'll have Shane Jones, Blake Mose, and Carson Paul due up next. First time these two teams played, the Blue Jackets came away with a win on the road in Old Fort, 6-1. That one came pretty close to hitting us over here. It was a Blue Jackets softball player sent one for a ride. I think that was Jackie Teal. If my eyes aren't too bad. I thought I saw 24. Oh, 0-2 here on Shane Jones. And that one just misses. It was pretty close. It was a good pitch. Here's the 1-2 from Garza. And he hits him. Second time Jones has been hit by a pitch today. I knew you were going to look at me. Austin looked right over at me as soon as it happened. Like, we're not very good luck for guys getting hit by pitches over here, I guess. Got to put a runner on first with nobody out, and Jones is off on the first pitch. Throw down is not in time. Boy, that was close. That was a heck of a throw by the catcher there. Shane Jones, one of the tops in the SBC in stolen bases. According to my numbers, that's number 15. That one's up high. One ball, one strike. Runner down at second base, not first. And that one misses inside. It's 2-1. Pitcher looks back the runner at second. This one hit back to the pitcher. Garza throws over to first. They get the runner at first, but runner will advance from second to third base now. And we'll have one out for Carson Paul. Paul drew a walk in his first two at-bats and scored a run. And Carson Paul sends that one for a ride all the way to the fence. One run will score, and Paul is in standing with a double. And I mean, folks, he just absolutely tattooed that ball. I think he just relieved himself at second base. Did you see that, Austin? That's a new celebration. I've never seen that one before. Well, 10-0 New Riegel. A runner at second base. Still just one out. Here in the bottom of the third. That one in there for a strike to Carter Klaus. Klaus is 1 for 2 on the day with an RBI and a run scored. Hit a double. He hits that one to second. Second baseman up with it and throws it over to first for the second out of the inning. But that'll move Carson Paul from second to third base. I just deleted it, and then I went to my text messages. I'm like, I bet he's going to text me to tell me to delete that. I just saw it. It's an inside graphic editing joke between Greg and I. All right? Yeah. Not much of a joke, just me forgetting to do my job. That's all. Nice pitch from Garza. Pumps that one in there for a strike. It's 0-2 here on Quinn Allison. Swung on and missed. That's a big strike out there for Elijah Garza. Blue Jackets score another run. It's 10-0 New Riegel as we head to the fourth inning. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You're watching Heart of Ohio.
Stop down to Benchwarmers in Tiffin or call it in for delivery. Fresh cut fries, locally sourced ingredients, and phenomenal service. Give the Tiffin store a call at 567-268-9268 and place your delivery order now. Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin. You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, welcome back to New Riegel, Ohio. We're live here at Blue Jackets Field. Nate Mullins on the call with you here today. Austin Rodriguez doing a great job on the camera, even though she's a little shy with the microphone. She can talk, she just doesn't want to. She's like, you ain't put me on. But she's doing a great job for us on the camera. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports as we get ready to start this fourth inning of action. Blue Jackets took a 10-0 lead there in the bottom half of the third. And now the Stockaders are back up to plate. Tyson Frisch, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up next for Old Fort. As Frisch will lead things off here. Watches that one up high. Here's the 1-0. That one up high once again. 2-0 the count here. This one hit foul and out of play. Stockaders with just 2 hits through 3 innings. As Gabe Pugh has just mowed him down so far here. This one hit past the third baseman and into the outfield. And that's a leadoff single for Tyson Frisch. That's exactly how you want to start things off here if you're Old Fort here in the 4th inning. This one hit into left center field. Left fielder camps under it, makes the play for the first out. Runner down at first base with 1 out. This one hit past the first baseman and into right field for a base hit. And Harry King puts runners on first and third now with just 1 out for the Stockaders. Got to bring up Cole Bender, the DH. Batting out of the 5-hole today. It's a second hit of the day for Harry King, as he must be seeing things a little differently out of the hand of Pugh than the rest of the lineup here today. That's just the 3rd hit for the Stockaders. I'm sorry, the 4th hit. The 0-1 hit back up the middle. This one's going to be caught by the right fielder. Throw to the plate is in time. They got them. They got the runner at the plate. And the throw down to second is in time, so they double him up. A double play to end the inning, to end the top of the inning. Boy, what a defensive masterpiece that was by the Blue Jackets right there. Beautiful throw from right field to catcher. Applied the tag, and then Paul just rifles it down to second base to get the runner. Absolutely masterclass at defense right there by the Blue Jackets. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. Still 10-0 New Riegel. Nate Mullins on the call with you here today on a beautiful Friday evening here at Blue Jackets Field. Austin Rodriguez doing a great job with me on camera, and she'll be here with me again tomorrow. Not here, but on the call with me tomorrow, as we'll be over in Bascom tomorrow morning. Tune in for that one. Bright and early, folks, an 11 a.m. start time for that one. Huh? I don't know. That was hard to tell. I didn't have any. We didn't have a replay on that one, so it wasn't good. It wasn't a good angle. It was a good angle for me, but I was paying attention here more than I was out there. Yeah, it was a bang-bang play down at second base. I mean, at the plate, he got him. But at second, I can't say for certain whether that was safe or out. I mean, that was, like I said, bang-bang at second base. But you got to give the credit to Carson Paul. I mean, that was, obviously the right fielder had to make the perfect throw to put that ball where it needed to be. But Carson Paul, with that tag and then the awareness to see the runner going from first to second to, I mean, just rifle that down to second base, put it right where it needed to be. Excellent defensive play there. That's what you call a web gem. Take a moment and thank our sponsors before we start this bottom half of the 4th inning. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, National Machinery, Hope and Fostoria, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Vicek Orthodontics, Kuhn Sales and Service, Simonis Detailing, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Feasel's Frame and Collision. All proud sponsors right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Bottom of the fourth starting as we have another pitching change here for the Stockaders. As taking over on the mound is number 10. I believe that's Harry King, because they don't have the right numbers listed, because these are obviously alternate uniforms for these Stockaders today. So the numbers that are listed on the roster and on my starting lineup today, they're not the numbers that they're wearing. So some of them are inconsistent. Like, for example, starting pitcher listed as number 40, he's wearing 24 today. So but they have him as number 10. I think that's either Tyson Frisch or and a swing and a miss. The ball in the dirt. Catcher has to turn around and tag the batter. So Brighton Coffin down on strikes. That'll bring up Sam Klaus. Pinch hitting today for Grady Faith. Alec Homan in the on-deck circle. One out. Here in the bottom of the fourth. That one down low. 2-1. Three and one here. And he walked him. So Klaus will earn his way aboard with a one-out walk. And that'll bring up Alec Homan. Throw to first, and the runner back safely sliding. This one hit to center field. Center fielder retreating, camps under it, makes the play for the second out, and the runner will have to retreat back to first base. So 2 outs, and that'll bring up Gabe Pugh, the pitcher. Bottom of the order here for the Blue Jackets. Pugh, 1 for 2 on the day with 2 RBIs. He had a 2 RBI double back in the second. Or back in the first, I should say, sorry. That one gets away from the catcher, and Klaus will scamper his way on over to second base. This one hit on the infield. First baseman misplays it, goes into the outfield, and another run will score for the Blue Jackets. That makes it 11-0 New Riegel. And we'll have a relief runner here as Bryce Scherger checks in for New Riegel. He'll run for Gabe Pugh, the pitcher, a relief runner. Back to the top of the order here, Shane Jones at the plate. He's been hit twice, and looks like they were aiming for him again. This one hit high in the air. Shortstop squeezes it for the final out. But the Blue Jackets score another. It's 11-0 New Riegel as we head to the 5th inning. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
For over 150 years, National Machinery in Tiffin has been setting the standard in metal forming technology. Our innovative cold forming machinery is trusted by industries worldwide, from automotive to aerospace. We pride ourselves on delivering top quality products and world-class customer support, ensuring your business runs smoothly. At National Machinery, we're more than just a company. We're your partner in precision, innovation, and success. Visit us online and see how we're shaping the future, one part at a time.
At Kuhn Sales and Service, we've got everything you need for outdoor power, sales, parts, and repairs. Family owned and operated since 1979, our friendly, knowledgeable team is here to help you find the perfect equipment, no matter the season. Make Kuhn Sales and Service your first stop for outdoor power equipment. You'll be glad you did.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State.
All right, and we're back here at Blue Jackets Field. Nate Mullins on the call with you here today, and Austin Rodriguez on the main cam. As we start the top of the 5th, Blue Jackets on top 11-0 over Old Fort here. A beautiful Blue Jackets field in New Riegel. It's been a gorgeous night for baseball, especially after yesterday, and I mean, just the last 2 weeks in general, just been, the weather has just been, I mean, enough is enough with the rain already, you know? We got enough. We got plenty. We'll be okay for a little bit. Let these boys play some ball. Top of the 5th. Gabe Pugh on the mound. It's his 5th inning of work. This one hit back up the middle into center field, and the center fielder comes in on it to make the play. Stockaders potentially down to just their final 2 outs here. This one hit into left center field. The shortstop ranges out to make the play. I switched cameras, darn it. A nice play by Shane Jones there to put it away for the 2nd out. So quickly, 2 outs. The Stockaders potentially down to their final out here. That one in the dirt. Max Rollins at the plate. Rollins hits that one to the second baseman, who throws it over to first. And that's the end of the ball game. That was a quick one, folks. Blue Jackets dominant over the Stockaders here in New Riegel. 11-0 was your final score today. And wow, what an impressive effort today by these Blue Jackets. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll come back with our postgame show brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union, and we'll crown our Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery Player of the Game. It's all coming to you next, right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy, your legacy.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. At Kuhn Sales and Service, we've got everything you need for outdoor power, sales, parts, and repairs. Family owned and operated since 1979, our friendly, knowledgeable team is here to help you find the perfect equipment, no matter the season. Make Kuhn Sales and Service your first stop for outdoor power equipment. You'll be glad you did. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. For over 150 years, National Machinery in Tiffin has been setting the standard in metal forming technology. Our innovative cold forming machinery is trusted by industries worldwide, from automotive to aerospace. We pride ourselves on delivering top quality products and world-class customer support, ensuring your business runs smoothly. At National Machinery, we're more than just a company. We're your partner in precision, innovation, and success. Visit us online and see how we're shaping the future, one part at a time. At Vicek Orthodontics, they're all about creating confident, healthy smiles for every age. Dr. Vicek and the team use the latest techniques to make your orthodontic journey comfortable and effective. Discover the difference of personalized care and a smile you'll be proud to show off. Schedule your consultation with Vicek Orthodontics today. You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, welcome back to Blue Jackets Field. We're here with the post-game show brought to you by friends at Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Hey, there we go. Nate Mullins here on the call with you. Post-game show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. I'm trying to run the show here. I think I'm doing a pretty decent job, but, all things considered. Once again, Blue Jackets come away with a big win. 11-0 is the final score here. This announcer cam brought to you by Vicek Orthodontics. Also, we want to thank our post-game show sponsor, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, for all their contributions here on the broadcast. But I'll tell you what, this one was over in the first inning, and I think a lot of us felt it, but none of us were really ready to admit it yet. A lot of us were sitting here going, all right, let's see how this turns out. Let's see. Boy, those Blue Jackets just took out a lot of frustration today. Last time they were on the field, they weren't able to get anybody on base, and they got shut out against Calvert at Heidelberg's beautiful, Peaceful Valley Field down there. It was a frustrating day for the Blue Jackets. And they come back here, they come back home, they get some home cooking. They have a beautiful event to lead things off here, and I think everybody was feeling inspired. And they came out and they just let it all rip in the first inning, let it all hang out, put 8 on the board, batted through the entire lineup there in the first inning. And that was the score. I mean, that's the story of the game right there. 8-0 to start it out, and the Stockaders were really trying to climb out of a hole that they dug themselves into. And it was just, that's hard. That's hard for anybody to try to dig themselves out of an 8-0 hole, but let alone in the first inning. So it was a rough start, but I'll tell you what, Stockaders hung in there. They got a couple of good. They got some guys in to get some looks. And, in a game like this where, you start out, you get a little rough start, obviously, you can hold your head high knowing that, over those last 4 innings, you only gave up 3 runs. You were able to hold that potent lineup in check for the most part, after that. So there's some things that you can take from this. There's some things that you can learn if you're Old Fort. But, man, if you're New Riegel, you got to be feeling pretty good about this one. That's got to be feeling pretty good. And you're going into tournament play here pretty soon. You got tournament draws coming up this weekend. You'll find out who you're going to play. I think we've only got about 4 or 5 games left on the schedule. So you're starting to see this team round into shape. And these Blue Jackets, I'll tell you, you don't want to look at that record when you're looking at tournament draw, because they might end up playing a team that might overlook them based on that record. And I'll tell you what, nobody better overlook this team. This is a tough team, and they can play with anybody. And they've proven that time and time again this year. But once again, big win for New Riegel here today, 11-0. Let's talk about our Benchwarmers player of the game. Brought to you by Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. A lot of guys contributed in this one, obviously. And, you know, it's hard to give it to one guy in a game like this, but when you talk about a young man who went the distance, 5 innings, no earned runs, gave up 4 hits, and no walks, 3 strikeouts. Excellent performance here by our player of the game, Gabe Pugh, who takes home the player of the game. He'll get a Benchwarmers gift card, $25 gift card, courtesy of Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery. We'll get a picture and an interview with him here after the game. We'll get that video posted this weekend after we get through these next couple of games. But once again, your Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery player of the game, Gabe Pugh. Dominant performance today on the mound. And so he'll take home the Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery player of the game. I think that's pretty much it for us today. Got anything else? Austin, is there anything I missed? No? I think I covered all my bases here. Yeah, she's hot. She's like, let's get out of here. All right. Once again, for Austin Rodriguez, I'm Nate Mullins, signing off. We want to thank our post-game show sponsor, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, once again, and let's thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to be here and broadcast this game to you live and paywall-free right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'd like to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, National Machinery, Hope in Fostoria, Benchwarmers Restaurant and Delivery, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lease Floor Covering, Vicek Orthodontics, Kuhn Sales and Service, Simonis Detailing, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Feasel's Frame and Collision. Thank you so much for your contributions to the broadcast. And that's going to do it. For Austin Rodriguez, I'm Nate Mullins, signing off from Blue Jackets Field. Your final score, New Riegel 11, Old Fort nothing. Have a great night, everybody. You've been watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Tune in tomorrow morning. We got another one, a big matchup as Hopewell Loudon and Mohawk right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, 11 a.m. first pitch. Don't miss out. Set a reminder. That's a huge game, folks. You're going to want to make sure you catch that one. 11 a.m. right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. That's it.